Hi everyone, my name's Sarah, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel, and if you're not new, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to tell you about some of the sustainable shopping practices I'll be using in 2023. So, for starters, I shop a lot, and I do know that. I usually kind of track and log what I bought, and I did buy a lot of things in 2022, and so for 2023 there's a couple things I'm really going to be prioritizing. Personally, for me, my body's changed a little bit, and I noticed that some of the things I used to be able to wear no longer really fit. So in order to accommodate that, I'm really looking for a couple key pieces that I feel like will help make my wardrobe just a little bit more full, and I won't have to, scramble when you have an event or anything like that. I'm a firm believer that if you find something and it works for you, maybe you don't have the perfect occasion to wear it yet, you should still kind of get it, because you don't know when you might need, a black tie dress or anything like that. And it kind of alleviates some of that stress when you are looking for an item. You can kind of just let that go and be like, oh, well, I have this option here available. So one of those things is that I really want a little black dress. I don't have one currently, and I notice that's a gap in my wardrobe that I really would like to fill. I have my eyes on a couple of them. The one issue I'm running into, which will then bring us into my second thing that I'm really trying to do this year, is that I want to limit my synthetic fiber clothing intake, which is not something that I really would have noticed before, but now that I'm looking more into clothing and looking at what it's made of, I've noticed it far more. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the brand, but I did feature it. It's called Cezanne, and they were like one of the first brands I started buying when I was like, oh, this is like sustainable, this will be great, this will be cool. All of their sweaters now are made out of polyamide. Like, they have some percentage of polyamide in them, and sometimes it's not recycled polyamide, it's just polyamide. And for me, that's a huge red flag, because I want like an actual wool sweater, or I want a cotton sweater. Like, I don't necessarily want it to be mixed with something else to make it like soft or anything like that. Like, I want something that will return back to the earth. And I really noticed when I've started looking at labels more frequently that a lot of the quote-unquote sustainable brands actually are not that sustainable. They use a lot of polyester and polyamides and things like that. And so I really want to limit my consumption of plastic, and one of the ways I can do that is by not buying things that are made out of polyamides. Of course, I might slip up here and there. I'm not saying I'm going to be perfect, but ideally I want to buy a lot more natural fibers. I want more linen, I want more silk, I want more cotton. No, cotton's not the best, but for me, when I bring a piece in, I bring it in with the intention of wearing it at least 10 to 20 times. Like, I don't want to buy a piece just for the sake of like having it. I want to buy a piece for the sake of like, if I have this occasion, I can use it. I don't want it to sit back there collecting dust. When I've gone thrifting before, that's something as well that I've noticed, is that a lot of pieces are, like polyester, things like that. That's just not something I'm really looking to bringing into my clothing wardrobe. So I really want to also limit my purchasing of stretch. I was looking at Reformation, and they have some organic cotton tops, which were really cool. They all have elastane in them, and it was a button-up shirt. Like, it doesn't really need elastane in them, but things like that, in like my personal opinion, I'm looking for fully natural fibers as much as I can. Of course, there's going to be, slip ups, there's going to be mistakes. I recently just changed over all my underwear to natural fibers, and that makes me really happy. That was a goal I had for 2022, and being able to do things like that, of course, it's expensive, but making small adjustments like that, I am looking. And the whole thing about like sustainable brands, I think that's kind of a lie. In 2023, I will be trying to not limit myself to quote-unquote sustainable brands. I will be trying to look at brands everywhere and seeing what they're doing to kind of make a more sustainable product. So necessarily, like, it might be that you can find something at Macy's that is 100% cotton versus a place like Reformation. Of course, I want things to be ethically made, but when you're in a pinch, that's not something sometimes you can always choose. You're just looking for something that will work and will fit right for you and whatever situation you need it to. I really also want to buy a suit this year. That's something I've really been looking towards. Natural fiber suits are kind of hard to find. A lot of them are mixed with other things, so that is probably something that I will, try and work on and try and see if maybe I can buy it secondhand or something like that. Just small things like that where I don't necessarily want to limit myself, right? I've always had the 90-10 rule. You know, 90% of what I bring in can be good and follow all my ethos, and 10% is that, you know, it's for slip-ups, it's for mistakes. Not everyone's perfect, and that's something that I wholeheartedly understand. And so for myself, I kind of want to do the 90 to 95% of my items bringing in natural fibers, and I'll definitely let you guys know at the end of the year how well everything kind of worked out. And I will definitely let you guys, you know, come along with me in this journey. But I've noticed too as well that a lot of my clothing fills a lot of gaps that I had before this year, and since I filled a lot of those gaps, I really don't want to add more. But something I am getting more into again is handbags. And so for handbags, I, you know, want to be kind of economical about them. I don't want to be buying a bunch of white bags. As you can see, I have a white bag behind me. I also have a sparkly bag behind me. So I clearly do not need another sparkly bag or another white bag, because those gaps are kind of being filled. So just being, you know, more prudent about my purchases, and even buying secondhand to kind of limit the impact. All those sorts of things are what I'm going to be trying to do to make 2023 even better year than 2022. And my last kind of sustainable goal that I'll let you guys in, of course I have other goals, but those are more kind of personal goals that I'm working on that are improving myself, and I just don't feel comfortable sharing them with you. But for 2023, I really want to up my sustainable makeup game. That's something I used to love doing makeup. I worked in retail during the pandemic, so, you know, wearing makeup wasn't really the ideal, but I really would love to up my makeup game. I got this really cool lipstick for Christmas, and I really want to buy more of those. I got some really cool blushes that I'm going to be telling you guys about soon. Just things like that, where it's like pieces that are, you know, package free, small businesses. Those sorts of things are something I'm really, again, looking forward to and looking to trying out. I got zero waste eyebrow gel, you know, just cool things like that that necessarily before I wasn't on the lookout for. I've always been trying to lower my waste in a lot of different categories, and makeup just wasn't one of them because I wasn't purchasing makeup. And so now that I want to purchase makeup again, I do really want to start getting lower waste makeup, you know, things that are made out of compostable stuff, all that sort of fun things. So this is my 2023 sustainable shopping, not ideas, but sustainable shopping practices. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you guys are trying to, you know, make some more sustainable and mindful purchases, of course, best practice, wear what you already have and buy secondhand. But I fully understand if that's not feasible for some people, so I like to provide the option of people who maybe want to buy things new and are looking at different sustainable brands that they haven't heard of. If you guys have heard of any sustainable brands that you want me to look into or kind of, you know, try out, any of that sort of thing, please leave me a comment down below. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye.